Let's look at where you can still rent around Seattle for $2,000 a month or less. We'll move across 5 different settings: Seattle neighborhoods, nearby suburbs, and ferry-served communities across Puget Sound. First up is Bainbridge Island, an island community in Puget Sound, about 10 miles from downtown Seattle. This is the ferry-served option in the group, just west of Seattle, with parks, trails, and waterfront views shaping a lot of the day-to-day feel. People are drawn to places like Sakai Park and Manitou Beach Park, along with the island's cultural scene and quieter Puget Sound setting. For the $2,000 budget, the smaller units are the ones that fit. According to HUD's fiscal year 2026 fair market rents, a studio on Bainbridge Island runs about $1,800 a month, and a one-bedroom runs about $1,870 a month. The larger units move past the target. A 2-bedroom is about $2,460, a 3-bedroom about $3,240, and a 4-bedroom about $3,560. Next is Delridge, a Seattle City neighborhood about 4 miles from downtown. It runs along Delridge Way on the eastern slope of the Longfellow Creek Valley, connecting toward the West Seattle Bridge and the Duwamish River. People like Delridge for its parks and green spaces, including Camp Long and Greg Davis Park, and for cultural landmarks like the Duwamish Longhouse and Cultural Center. Walk Score puts Delridge at 60 for walkability and 47 for transit, so it has some everyday walkable pieces while still feeling more spread out than Seattle's densest neighborhoods. Within a $2,000 monthly budget, Delridge is mainly a studio or one-bedroom play. According to HUD's fiscal year 2026 fair market rents, a studio runs about $1,830 a month, and a one-bedroom runs about $1,900 a month. A 2-bedroom here is above the target at about $2,210, with a 3-bedroom around $2,890 and a 4-bedroom around $3,400. Third is South Park, another Seattle City neighborhood, about 6 miles from downtown. South Park sits just south of Georgetown, across the Duwamish River, and just north of Tukwila. The neighborhood has an industrial setting mixed with river access, and Duwamish Waterway Park gives it a direct connection to the water with scenic views and outdoor space. Walk Score puts South Park at 72, with a transit score of 42, so it has a more walkable feel than some outer Seattle areas, while still keeping its distinct river and industrial character. For rents at or under $2,000, South Park also fits best at the studio and one-bedroom level. According to HUD's fiscal year 2026 fair market rents, a studio runs about $1,800 a month, and a one-bedroom runs about $1,850 a month. Larger units go above the budget. A 2-bedroom is about $2,160, a 3-bedroom about $2,850, and a 4-bedroom about $3,320. Now let's head south to Burien, a Seattle area suburb about 9 miles from downtown Seattle. Burien sits south of Seattle on Puget Sound, with its Old Town area keeping a more historic, small-town feel alongside newer commercial corridors. The Puget Sound location is part of the appeal, and Walk Score puts Burien at 89 with a transit score of 53, so it has some of the strongest walkability numbers in this group. For food and local stops, Ivar's Seafood Bar is one of the named spots people associate with the area. For a $2,000 budget, Burien works at the studio and one-bedroom level. According to HUD's fiscal year 2026 fair market rents, a studio runs about $1,820 a month, and a one-bedroom runs about $1,880 a month. A 2-bedroom is above the target at about $2,190, while a 3-bedroom is about $2,870, and a 4-bedroom about $3,370. Finally, there's Bremerton, a ferry-served city on the Kitsap Peninsula, about 14 miles from downtown Seattle across Puget Sound. This is not a typical drive-up suburb in feel. It has ferry access and a strong waterfront identity. Bremerton is shaped by its naval history, with the Puget Sound Naval Shipyard and the Bremerton Annex of Naval Base Kitsap, plus views of Puget Sound and local dining along the water, including Anthony's at Sinclair Inlet. Walk Score puts Bremerton at 80, with a transit score of 46, and its housing mix includes historic homes and new developments. This is where the $2,000 budget stretches to more unit types. According to HUD's fiscal year 2026 fair market rents, a studio in Bremerton runs about $1,270 a month, a one-bedroom about $1,420 a month, and a two-bedroom about $1,860 a month. The larger units move above the target, with a three-bedroom around $2,420 and a four-bedroom around $2,790. So, the 5 places to keep on your radar are Bainbridge Island, Delridge, South Park, Burien, and Bremerton. The big takeaway is that $2,000 or less can still work around Seattle. But the unit type changes a lot by location. Mostly studios and one-bedrooms close in or on the islands, and up to a two-bedroom in Bremerton. If you were choosing one of these places for a $2,000 monthly budget, which one would you rent in? Drop it in the comments. And if you want more Seattle area housing breakdowns like this, stick around and subscribe.